So I've been cooking a lot during this quarantine just because it's one of the only ways I can actually keep myself entertained. So I thought I'd make this video to give you guys some recipe inspiration, hopefully, or at the bare minimum, I hope you find this an entertaining way to spend the next 9 minutes of your life. For breakfast this morning, I decided to make the same smoothie that I've been making literally every day. So it's just like half a frozen zucchini and then a couple handfuls of spinach. And then I like to add 1 scoop of this chocolate protein powder and a little bit of instant coffee. You don't have to do that, but I just like to get my caffeine boost in there. And yeah, then I fill it like about a third of the way with water and blend it up. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty gross, but the texture's really good and it tastes really yummy. For lunch, my mom and I picked up this cauliflower crust pizza the other day from the grocery store, so I just made that with fresh toppings and cooked it according to the box instructions. I know not everyone is obviously going to have cauliflower crust lying around in their freezer, so you guys could easily just like take a couple pieces of ordinary bread and then add pizza toppings on top of that and just put it in the toaster and like make your own DIY pizza. I don't know. For dinner that night, my lovely mother decided to make some meatloaf, which looked really good, but I actually try not to eat red meat that often, so I decided to make my own thing for dinner. I just threw some greens and salad into a bowl, I chopped up a fresh tomato, and then I actually happened to have leftover burrito bowl from Chipotle in my fridge, and this one just had brown rice and sofritas and some veggies in there, so I put that with the fresh tomato on top of a salad, and it was really yummy. After dinner, I had some dessert, of course. This is just a black bean brownie. If you want the recipe, it's on my food Instagram account, which I will have linked down below for you. I also had a study snack plate, which honestly, food is the only way I can motivate myself to do work nowadays, so this was very necessary. And then, yeah, there's me looking like a hobo. I had another study snack later that night because I still was in the mood to eat. And yeah, that's just me all the time. So Tuesday morning, I started off by making the same exact smoothie that I made yesterday. I tried to add less water this time because my plan was to pour it into a bowl and then put it in the freezer, which is what I did. But it honestly made the texture like kind of gross and it made the color look kind of nasty, so I don't recommend this. But yeah, I topped it with a banana and some of this Kashi cereal. Again, if you try this, don't put it in the freezer. It didn't really work. Up next, I decided to celebrate Taco Tuesday and make some fish tacos for lunch. So I just filled these whole wheat tortillas with some black beans, the leftover tilapia, and then the toppings of my choice. Of course, I added salsa and hot sauce. And then I ate these bad boys while I was in my writing class online, which was just so much fun. And then I had half a banana and a homemade cookie for dessert. I also ate an orange around 5:20. And then it was time for dinner. My mom made this mac and cheese, which looked so good, but I just wasn't in the mood for that night. I ended up making cauliflower fried rice, so I just scrambled some eggs on the pan, and then I added in some onions and scallions and sauteed those. And then I added in some frozen peas, some sesame oil, you know, just chef things. Then I just dumped in the cauliflower rice, which we already had made in the fridge, and I added in some soy sauce. You can use coconut aminos if you want to be healthier. But yeah, this was pretty good actually. Would make it again, would recommend. And then later I wanted some more food, so I just had some Raisin Bran, which is like such a grandma cereal, but it's actually pretty good. Okay guys, so for breakfast this morning, I decided to go with some overnight oats. This is obviously me the night before filming this. It's just half a cup of oats with half a shredded zucchini. Of course, I put vegetables in it. I also added some cacao powder, some Splenda, and 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. And then you just put that in the fridge overnight. And then in the morning, I topped it with some blueberries and some pecans and some powdered peanut butter. for lunch, I decided to make some stuffed red bell peppers, but of course I cut it like an idiot, so I only had one half of the pepper instead of two halves. But that's okay. I just filled it with some cauliflower fried rice left over from dinner last night, and also a veggie burger that I had in the freezer that I just kind of like crumbled up. And I topped it with like cheese and avocado and hot sauce, and it was really, really yummy. Dinner tonight was by far my favorite meal so far featured in this video. My family and I decided to order some sushi. Go support your local restaurants during this time. Go give them some business and get some to-go orders, and it's a good time. Also, later that night, I made some cookies because I was bored and in the mood to do some baking. So these are peanut butter cookies. And yeah, I also ate a couple of those tonight, and that was it. For breakfast this morning, I just had the same overnight oats that I had the morning before. Nothing fancy. I was going to try to switch it up and come up with new recipes for you guys, but honestly, this is what I was in the mood for, so that's what I ate. And then for lunch this day, I just mashed up half an avocado and mixed it with a can of tuna, added some lemon juice, salt and pepper, and then some cherry tomatoes and some celery, and then I just ate it with some veggies. I also had another plate of veggies and some cookies afterwards because I was still a little hungry. And then for dinner, my mom made chili, so I just sauteed up some kale in the pan here, and then I added that as a side. And I had my chili on top of cauliflower rice, and I also ate a little side salad. So for lunch this day, I decided to have a Mediterranean-inspired salad. So I basically just drained some chickpeas, and then I cut up some cucumber and some tomato, and then I marinated kale in lemon juice and also some minced garlic and some salt and pepper. You're gonna wanna let that sit overnight, and then I just piled up my veggies and chickpeas on top of that. And then for dinner that night, we decided to order some pizza from a local pizzeria. I just had it with some leftover side salad from lunch that day. And I know I only have one slice here, but I definitely went back for seconds.